I mean, it feels like a physical game every game. Feels like it's been a physical season. But yes, I think, I feel like I've been on the ground a little bit more this series so far.
How a fourth-year WNBA player's breakout season has created one of the biggest free agency decisions of the 2026 offseason. Lexie Hull was drafted by the Indiana Fever in 2022, and now her rookie contract is done, which means she's a restricted free agent facing a choice that could reshape the team's future alongside star Caitlin Clark. Hull stands at a crossroads not just for her own career, but for how the Fever build their roster going forward. 4 years of steady development culminated in a career-best 2025 season, and now the 25-year-old guard must decide if Indianapolis is where she wants to continue playing professional basketball. Understanding where Lexie Hull is now requires looking at where she's been. The 6th overall pick in the 2022 WNBA draft out of Stanford University came with elevated expectations, but Hull's path to becoming a reliable contributor took patience and persistence. Growing pains dominated her rookie season in 2022. 26 games, just 12.8 minutes per game, and numbers that reflected a player still adjusting to the professional level. 3.8 points, 1.5 rebounds, and less than 1 assist per game told part of the story. But her shooting percentages revealed the real struggle: 26.7% from the field and only 18.6% from three-point range. Modest improvement arrived in 2023. 30 games with increased minutes at 20.6 per game showed the Fever investing more in her development.
Nice to see the ball go through the net for her and for her to play with such confidence. She is her own worst critic. He's a perfectionist. He wants everything to go right all the time, and it was nice to see the ball go through the net for her.
And her scoring crept up to 4.6 points while rebounding improved to 2.7 per game. Her shooting percentages began climbing too, reaching 37.2% from the field and 21.7% from three-point range. Development was happening, but she hadn't found consistent footing yet, and that's when 2024 changed everything. Hull appeared in 34 games with similar minutes at 19.7 per game, but her efficiency skyrocketed in ways nobody predicted. Scoring jumped to 5.5 points per game while shooting 44.1% from the field. But the most remarkable improvement came from beyond the arc, where she drained shots at 47.1%. That's an elite percentage at any level. The Fever made their position clear in May 2024 by exercising Hull's fourth-year team option. This decision came before her best season even started, which meant the organization recognized her upward trajectory and wanted to secure her services through the 2025 campaign. Lexie Hull truly established herself as an essential piece of the Indiana Fever during the 2025 season. All 44 regular season games and all 8 playoff games featured her on the court, a testament to both her health and her importance to the team's success.
Season's very uncertain for the entire league in general, but you're a free agent for the first time. Have you thought about what free agency might look like for you if you'd like to be back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a restricted free agent, so I think that changes things a little bit, but I've loved my years here in Indiana.
Career highs across every major statistical category told the story of her leap forward. 7.2 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and 1.2 steals came while playing 27 minutes per game, nearly 8 more minutes than the previous season. But statistics only capture part of what Hull brought to the Fever. Her impact became even more apparent during the team's playoff run, when injuries sidelined several key players, including Caitlin Clark and newcomer Sophie Cunningham, and with the team's offensive weapons diminished, Hull stepped into a larger role and delivered when it mattered most. Defensive contributions grew substantially too. That 1.2 steals per game represented real improvement, and her ability to guard multiple positions became increasingly valuable as the season progressed. Recognition of Hull's growth came in a unique way when Caitlin Clark was forced to withdraw from the 2025 WNBA three-point contest due to injury. The league selected Hull as her replacement, which wasn't just about filling an empty roster spot, but acknowledgement that Hull had become one of the better three-point shooters in the league following her 47.1% performance from beyond the arc in 2024.
She's just tough. I mean, she's just hard-nosed. She's just a tough kid, and she's able to play through certain levels of pain that would sideline most people. I certainly have a respect for the way that she's able to do that.
Hull's rookie contract came to an end after the 2025 season, which put her into restricted free agency. The designation matters because it differs significantly from unrestricted free agency in ways that affect her options. Restricted free agent status means the original team retains control over the situation. The Fever have exclusive negotiating rights with Hull, so they can make her an offer that other teams cannot match during an initial period. And even if another team does eventually make Hull an offer, Indiana has the right to match that offer and keep her with the Fever. The system was designed to help teams retain players they've developed through rookie contracts. League rules recognize that teams invest time, coaching, and resources into young talent, and restricted free agency gives those teams an advantage in keeping the players they've built up. February 1, 2026 is when the free agency window opens. Hull and her representatives can begin formal negotiations with the Fever starting on that date. $305,763 over 4 years was what Hull earned during her rookie contract. Her 2025 salary came to $88,261.
How impressive of a job did Stephanie do as coach with all the moving parts throughout the season?
I mean, incredible. Simply incredible. Be so easy to give up and say we're just gonna take this year. You know, we're gonna be a building year. We're gonna get better, set ourselves up for a good season next year.
And while these figures might seem substantial to most people, they're relatively modest compared to what players in other major professional sports leagues earn. And they're particularly modest given Hull's improvement and contributions to the Fever. Exit interviews with the team at the end of the 2025 season gave Hull a chance to address her impending free agency. Her comments provide insight into how she's thinking about this choice. "I'm a restricted free agent, so I think that changes things a little bit," Hull told reporters. "I've loved my years here in Indiana. Obviously, with a lot of uncertainty, you don't know what's to come, but I've built a life here. I love this franchise. I love the people, the fans, so we'll see what comes." Breaking down what Hull is weighing in her decision reveals several competing factors. The basketball situation comes first. Building a talented roster around Caitlin Clark has been the Fever's strategy, and Clark is under contract through 2027 with a 4-year rookie deal worth $338,056. Her 2025 salary was $78,066, but Clark also has an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal with Nike plus additional sponsors, which makes her one of the most marketable players in women's basketball.
So obviously with a lot of uncertainty, you don't know what's to come, but I've built a life here and I love this franchise. I love the people, I love the fans, so we'll see what comes.
Playing alongside Clark provides Hull with advantages that aren't easy to find elsewhere. Clark's playmaking ability creates open looks for her teammates, and Hull's three-point shooting makes her an ideal complement to Clark's drive and kick game. 2 seasons together have built chemistry that's valuable and not easily replicated. Active roster building by the Fever also factors into Hull's thinking. February 1, 2025 brought a 4-team trade that delivered guard Sophie Cunningham and the 19th pick in the 2025 draft to Indianapolis. And to acquire these assets, the Fever sent forward Nalissa Smith to Dallas and gave up the 8th overall pick. Beyond that trade, the team signed veteran players DeWanna Bonner and Natasha Howard, and re-signed Kelsey Mitchell to a supermax contract worth $249,244. These moves signal that the Fever are building a team designed to compete for championships, not just make the playoffs. Being part of a team with genuine title aspirations matters to Hull. The personal factor can't be ignored either. Hull specifically mentioned that she's built a life here in Indianapolis, and after 4 years in a city, that's more than just a throwaway line. Roots, relationships, and routines get established over that time period, and she knows the city, the organization, and the fan base in ways that provide comfort and stability. Financial considerations enter the equation too. Hull's improved play has increased her market value, but the exact figures of her next contract aren't yet known. The question becomes whether the Fever will offer a contract that reflects her growth and contributions, or whether they'll try to keep costs down, knowing that their restricted free agent status gives them negotiating leverage. Opportunity matters as well. Would another team offer Hull a larger role or more minutes? 27 minutes per game in 2025 means she's already playing substantial minutes. But some teams might promise even more playing time. Retaining Hull makes sense from the Fever's perspective. 4 years of investment in her development just paid off with her reaching peak performance years, and letting her leave now would be counterproductive. Hull's skill set is particularly valuable in today's WNBA. Three-point shooting is at a premium across the league, and a player who shot 47.1% from beyond the arc in 2024 is an asset any team would want. Her defensive improvement and versatility add to her value beyond just shooting. Exercising her fourth-year option in May 2024 demonstrated the team's belief in her trajectory even before her best season arrived. That decision cost the organization money, but also showed Hull that they viewed her as part of their future. Chemistry factors into the equation as well. 2 seasons building continuity with their core group means disrupting that by losing Hull would set back the team's development and force other players to adjust to a new rotation. All these factors point toward the Fever making a strong effort to retain Hull. Restricted free agent status gives them the tools to do so, and the question is whether they'll make an offer that Hull finds acceptable without needing to test the open market. Hull's free agency decision is happening at a time when the WNBA is expanding. New franchises coming to San Francisco, Portland, Toronto, Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia mean the league is growing in ways it hasn't in years, and Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, who has led the league since July 17, 2019, has overseen this period of growth and increased visibility. More teams mean more roster spots, which could theoretically mean more opportunities for players like Hull. Her restricted free agent status limits how much those expansion teams can pursue her, though. Increasing popularity across the league, driven significantly by players like Caitlin Clark, has raised discussions about player compensation too. The timing of Hull's free agency coincides with broader conversations about whether WNBA salaries adequately reflect player value and win league revenue, though specific details about upcoming collective bargaining negotiations weren't available. So will Lexie Hull stay with the Indiana Fever? Her own words suggest the connection to the city and franchise runs deep. She explicitly stated that she loved her years in Indiana and has built a life here, and those aren't phrases used by someone eager to leave. The basketball situation also favors a return. Hull has found her role in a system that works while playing alongside one of the game's brightest young stars in Caitlin Clark, and the Fever are building a legitimate contender where Hull has been part of the construction from the beginning. Restricted free agent designation means that even if Hull wanted to explore other options, the Fever have the ability to match any offer and retain her services. Indiana sits in the driver's seat throughout negotiations. When February 1st, 2026 arrives and the free agency window opens, expect the Fever to make Hull a priority. Watching her grow from a struggling rookie who shot 18.6% from three-point range to a reliable veteran who can shoot over 40% from deep means they're not likely to let her walk away. Hull's journey from the 6th pick in 2022 to an essential rotation player in 2025 is exactly the type of player development story that teams hope for when they draft young talent. The question now isn't whether the Fever want her back, but whether they'll offer her a contract that properly values what she's become and what she represents for their future. And given everything we know, the smart money says that Lexie Hull will be wearing a Fever uniform when the 2026 season begins.